Okay, we are live streaming now.
Yeah, so should I start or like wait for some minute?
Yeah, up to you. We can wait another minute, or it looks like you already have quite a few attendees here. So looks like we're at the top of the hour now if you'd like to start.
Yeah, I can start it then. Okay. Yeah. So uh okay. Okay. So hi everyone and welcome to the community session of GitMesh and GitMesh has recently being an like LFDT lab now. So, starting with our first code of conduct, and whatever things which we say in this PPT would be considered as an example. It's nothing promotional and like no commercial advertisement is there in the PPT. Also, you can join the weekly dev calls from a link here. And the privacy policy, terms of use, and antitrust policy of LFDT follows for this meet too. Okay, so starting with the agenda of today's session. So in today's session, these are currently first session with LFDT. So today would be sharing a short story about like how we started in Brave. Then we would be starting with how you guys can like link the repo in your local and how can you start and contribute to the Gitmesh repository. Then we would be showing you the live demo of Gitmesh and also would be teaching you how we made Gitmesh and how we architectured the whole code base. Also, we'll be showing you the AI infrastructure and how we deploy things on production. So we'll be showing you and then would be closing the sessions with some further roadmap and what are our plan in future. So starting with our story. So it all started when I cleared the LFX mentorship in July in AIFAQ project, which was also LFDT project. So I started in July as LFX mentee, and during my mentorship, I faced some of the issues with the open source contribution workflow, like how open source was working. So like I tried to solve it through some tool, or like I tried to make some tool which can help my mentors with it. My mentors were Bobby and Gianluca, so I tried to help them with that tool. And like Bobby loved that tool, and then we got a chance to present it to some of the LFDT leaderships. Like there, we presented it to Jessica and Roy Jones there, and after that, we got a small space in Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust, which was actually a great change because we earlier made many projects, but it generally don't work out because we did not get a complete infrastructure for it. But starting with this project, which was earlier named Beetle, as you can see, it was my side project earlier, and we started with the name Beetle. But when we transferred it to the repository of Linux Foundation, we changed the name from Beetle to Gitmesh. So starting with me as just an LFX mentee, then I told some of my friends and my co-workers who were working with me that I have some idea and I think it can change how open source works today. So I told my friends Ronit and Per to join with me in August, and then recently, as the time proceeded, we then had some of the contributors till October. Like some of the four, like there are 13 plus contributors right now, but some of the more active contributors right now are this you can see Gagan, Anubhav, Sneh, and Mithul right here. So this was how we started. Then I was just randomly getting the feedback, and then I came across David, and David helped me to get a lab with the LFDT, which was actually a great help for me because then we could formalize things and we could learn how to create this whole stuff into a production ready actual product which people can use, like the project which people can use. So this was our story. It's a short story, like we just did it, and it's kind of miracle for us because earlier, like we are students and we got this chance. So obviously thankful to Linux Foundation for this. Starting with the current progress of Gitmesh. So before telling you what Gitmesh do, I would love to share some of the progress which we currently achieved in last 3 months. Gitmesh has been started since 3 months, so we achieved some of the achievements in 3 months. Like as you know, we got the Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust Lab official lab now, and today, like just today, we launched our version 0.2, which is an alpha version in which we like you can now deploy the whole Git mesh in your local local code base, and you can run it. Also, we have got an OpenSSF silver badge, which around 51 projects have got all over the open source ecosystem. Also, we are currently presenting and attending some of the summits this year, like till December. We are attending OpenSSF Community Day and Open Source Summit of Korea and Japan this year. Also attending the Open Search Con for this year. Other than that, we have reached 120 stars, which was kind of miracle for us because it's one of the star which is highest for my career till date. So it was great experience. And currently, as I told, we have around 13 current contributors contributing to the Gitmesh right now. Also, we have some collab going on with two of the LFDT's other lab, like AIFAQ and Learning Tokens. We have tried to use their open source product project and some kind in our product too. So this is all for the progress part, which we achieved in this last 3 months. So now actually the point is what is Gitmesh? Like what is the Gitmesh? And as I told you that I started with my LFX mentorship and it all started from that. So what are the problems which Gitmesh is solving? So first of all, there is no particular project manager for open source. We do have open source project managers, but we don't have a dedicated project manager for open source. We do have Jira and other stuff, but we need a specific dedicated open source project manager. Also, as you all know, during LFX mentorship, many contributors like face an issue that they can't easily onboard to some of the projects directly. Even if they like to contribute to that project, they are not able to do it directly in easy way. So as we surveyed out, we got that 85% of the contributors leave the project after their first PR, which is a huge number which we felt. So at that moment, it started with I was helping my mentors onboard other contributors too. So it started with that. Also, maintenance time is being wasted about 40%. And also, there is no clear code contextualization and the contributor guidance, which can help a contributor to directly start with a project and easily onboard with that project. So starting with the also we wanted to know one of the issue which I guess you all might face, as you all are all from open source background. So one of the issue which we face in open source is that in corporate we do know who are the people I am working with or who is working on what part. But for the open source, we have that issue that we actually don't know who is working on what part. We sometimes two people work on the same issue too. So that was a problem which we tried to solve and also tried to gamify whole open source so that people can easily relate and in a form of game they can use open source and contribute to it. So the solution which we proposed was that we build a project management tool, not just a project management tool, a complete Git collaboration tool as at a level of Git base itself. So we made it open source. Then our Gitmesh also guides every user with every step to from the onboarding to the every step where you get stuck during the contribution. It also helps the maintainer to review PRs, can assign issues, can work with the CI/CD pipelines, and even maintainers can know from the actual local code base of each of the contributor that who is working on what. That can even help the AI to tackle the merge conflicts between two of the contributors. It can directly suggest the contributors that it can create merge conflict before it has actually occurred. Also, we have made this whole thing available under a web container. You don't have to clone, like if we deploy the Git mesh, you don't have to clone complete repository in your local code base. It all work in the web container itself. Also, we map whole contributors journey, and also have done some of the part with the gamification for the open source contributors, which can help them with bug bounties or mentorships like LFX, JShock, and then they can help, like we could help people to be more engaged with the open source community as people do with DSA in lead code or other stuff. Also, Gitmesh helps the companies or the startups who has the OSPO office, like the open source office, can help them with the similar stuff which we help to the open source contributing contributors. They can easily get to know that who are the projects which they are like working with, and how they can directly fund that open source project so that they can be easily useful for them. So that was all for how we started Gitmesh and what's the Gitmesh. So now starting with the contributor workflow. Now, like it would be boring if you would just pick out the PPT, right? So now Gagan would be showing you how to contribute with it. Yeah, Gagan. So you can present your screen.
Uh, Hey everyone, I'm Gagan and I'll be walking you through the contributor workflow. Uh, so on my screen, I have the official GitHub repo of Gitmesh. So every contributor's workflow started with forking the repo. So I'll first I'll show you how to like just run your Gitmesh on your machine locally or starting contributing to it. So over here, I'll start with forking the repo. And as I click fork, so I have a existing fork. So I'll go to my fork and then copy the link here. So as you can do, then I'll open a terminal and run this command. So I'll move to the required directory and then run this command. Like the okay, so I have already created a forks and then I'll move to that. And from here, by running two simple command, uh, that is pnp. So okay, let just I open VS Code window for that. Um, okay, so here is the official repo. So to run this, I'll do pnpm install and pnpm render, and this onboards you to Gitmesh. Okay, so now I'll explain some will show you some of the templates or the documents. Here we have our contributing.md file. So this file contains everything you need to know before contributing: how to set up your environment, create branches, write commit messages, and open a pull request. Always one always need to read this file first. It ensures consistency and help maintainers review your work smoothly. Also, we have added pull request templates and issue request templates, which you can refer to. These templates make sure every issue or PR includes the right details, uh, like description, reproduction steps, and screenshots if needed. Then follow them. Like following them saves time for both contributors and maintainers. And here's like how you can make your copy of Gitmesh on your on your machine. Start contributing to it. Thank you. I'll pass on to Mithun, so he can explain some of the UI architecture. Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's Mithul, and now I'm going to explain about the hub portion and UI architecture. Gagan, can you please stop sharing screen? So once we open GitMesh, this page will get opened. And once we agree to the terms and condition and click on continue button, it will take us to the hub portion. So there are three main modules in the hub portion. One is overview, another is projects, and other is settings. In the overview page, we can see all the our GitHub activity, like the total number of repositories, total stars which we end, total number of pull requests and active issues, all such things. And if we go to the projects page, if we want, we can create a completely new project by giving all the details and click on create, or we can see all the repositories present in our GitHub. If we click on open in GitMesh, it will clone our repository and take us to the chart page. This chart page is going to be explained soon, so I'm going back. And in the settings page, we can update our profile photo and username and update some settings or integrate it with different things. Along with that, there is a notifications part where we can see different notifications, filter them, clear them, or go to profile part directly like this, or we can click this to go to landing page, which enhances the user experience. So this is about the hub part. So coming to the architecture part, we use the remix, which uses the file based routing. As you can see in the code base here, all the file names are named in this way. So instead of manually doing routing, we can do the file based routing so that it would be easy to anyone to know that which part of the project is there in which file. And other than that, we use the React component so that instead of rewriting the code, we can use the previously written code. And along with that, we follow the atomic design principle. Like what it is we use the small buttons, and all these small buttons together will form a navbar section. In this way, the small sections together will form a page, so that like all the small things will build up together, form a large thing. And along with that, we follow the feature slicer designing. As you can see again in the code, that all the folders are organized like routes, hooks, components in this way, so that like when many people are working in the large projects like Gitmesh, there won't be any merge conflicts. And that's about the architectural part. Now, if we talk about the data flow and state management, we are using Remix for data flow, like which uses the loaders and actions. What the loaders do is uh, like when the page opens, if you do loading means it will like user experience won't be good. That's why before the page get displayed, everything will get load at once. So instead of seeing spinners or waiting, we can directly see the data. And when we do the form submissions like open in Gitmesh, create new project, all such things will be handled by the remix action. And there will be two renderings happening. One is server side rendering and other is client side rendering. In the server side rendering, pages will get rendered on the server. So it will improve the speed and enhance the search engine optimization. And along with that, after that, what will happen is React Remix will do hydrate, and then the React will take over the screen, which increases the interactability. So because of these two, the speed will increase and also the interactivity. In the client side state, we use the React context for the simple shared state, and we use Gesture for the slightly complex thing. So we use Gesture is it's fast, lightweight, and state management. And apart from it, the architectural decisions which we took are for the UI framework, we are using the Tailwind CSS. And in the Tailwind CSS, you can observe that we are doing the inline styling so that it is not required to form separate style pages. And it's easy to modify directly. And apart from it, we use the Radix UI components, which is headless UI components. Using them, like there won't be any styling come with the Radix UI component. We do styling for those components using Tailwind CSS according to our need. And to increase the accessibility to everyone, we are using the semantic HTML tags and ARA labels and keyboard navigation. And the key architectural decisions which are important and which we didn't compromise are about modularity and extensibility. Why we are using modularity is like we are using modularity, you can see that the overview part, project part, setting part, all are written in separate modules so that it will be easy for us to design, debug, and deploy them independently. And apart from that, extensibility. Like if we want to extend our project and need to add some, like integrate it with some other platform, it will be easy because of this extensibility. And the last thing which we cannot compromise is performance. So for the performance sake, we are using Remix plus White, which will do the code splitting. What it is instead of loading everything at once, like I will show you the example. So if you go to the overview page, the part which is visible will get loaded first, and the remaining part will go get loaded meanwhile in the next time, so that loading time will be fast and performance increases. In same concept we used for images, which is called as lazy loading, and for images we are using modern image formats like WebP. This is about my part. Now Anubhav will continue. Thank you.
So, greetings everyone. I am Anubhav. I have been contributing to the backend and security part of GitMesh, and today I am going to guide you through the security architecture. So, let's start with the authentication and authorization part. We are using the OAuth authorization code flow with Pixie. It is the industry standard for public clients and helps defend against the threat of authorization code interception. We have also implemented JSON Web Token-based stateless authorization. What it means is the server does not need to maintain session state. We have also implemented role-based access control. So a user's role determines his access permissions. All the tokens used in GitMesh are generated server-side and on Cloudflare workers with strong cryptographic signing. Now let us take a deep dive into JSON Web Tokens. So the JSON Web Token consists of three parts: a header, which specifies the algorithm, the payload, which contain details of user's identity and role, and a signature, which ensures the token has not been tampered with. For the cryptographic signing, we are using RS-256 or HS-256 algorithms depending upon the use case. Now, token storage is also a crucial part. So the refresh tokens are stored in HTTP-only secure cookies, which makes them inaccessible to JavaScript. This neutralizes the threat of XSS-based token theft. Access tokens are short-lived, so they are stored directly into client's memory. We can also utilize web workers and IndexedDB for additional isolation, depending on our use. We also make sure that the tokens are not stored in local storage so that to maintain security. Now, all the API requests made are validated server side. We validate the token signature, expiration, and issuer. The refresh token is used to generate a new access token without the user needing to log in again. So to enhance the security of our refresh tokens, we have implemented refresh token rotation. So when a refresh token is used to generate a new access token, the previous refresh token is invalidated immediately and a new one is created. This helps defend against the threat of token replay attacks. Now moving to token revocation and security protocols. Uh, any token that is compromised is blacklisted to immediately revoke access, and the access tokens being short-lived and are not persisted anywhere, so they significantly reduce the window of exposure. Uh, Other security protocols include defining a strict content security policy. It whitelists all the trusted sources of scripts, assets, and styles. This helps defend against, as a first line of defense against excesses and data injection attack. We have also included HTSS, HSTS, which stands for HTTP Strict Transport Security, with the preload directive. It instructs the browser to communicate only over HTTPS, eliminating man-in-the-middle attacks from a very first visit. Rate limiting has also been enforced to prevent DOS and brute force attacks. Now moving to the final defense layer, CSRF protection is achieved through anti-CSRF tokens and same-site cookie policy. User input is validated and sanitized to prevent SQL injection and excessive attacks. And also our error handling is sanitized. We log data internally, but do not reveal them to the users. So it cannot be used for any malicious intent. All these layers work together to make GitMesh a secure platform. Thank you. Now, Perv and Ronit will continue with the RAG implementation.
Yeah, so till this time we have completed some of the theoretical part, and like what I feel is like we should be going into the actual dev part. With Ronit would be telling about the Cloudflare and how we deployed everything, and how are the Cloudflare workers and would everything be working. And then Per would be directly showing the whole stuff from the core part. So the like ahead part would be completely the core part, which was all started with the early parts. So Ronit and Per, you can like start, and like if you can start, if yeah. So Ronit.
Hello. Hello everyone. My name is Ranit Raj and I'm a pre-final year and an AI developer and currently maintaining the core architecture and infrastructure of GitMesh. So, and I am the maintainer. So basically, let's start with so basically, the core architecture of GitMesh is basically based on web containers and Cloudflare. So let me tell you the reason why we used web containers. And before that, let me tell you like what the issues we were facing when we are not using web containers. So initially, without using get web containers, the issue was that whenever we were cloning the repo, although the thing is key, most of the repos code were getting going into the local storage, and it which was very tough to manage and get the context from. So we searched a lot of solution, and finally we shifted to web container. So let me tell you what is web container. So basically, web container is a browser-based Node.js runtime environment which entirely runs on the browser side, and which has something like Linux file system, which enables code execution, code preview, and we can see the whole repo structure from there. We can edit the code there, and also Perver is so like how we can edit and get the understanding of the code from there using the web containers. And lastly, web containers is basically powered by WebAssembly, so we don't need to use direct node, because whatever the JavaScript command which runs there will be basically compiled by the WebAssembly, which is present in the every browser's engine, which is, let's say for Chrome it's V8 engine. So let me go to the like core architecture of web containers. So initially, all the websites which are present, those are present in the browser. So let's say user goes to the browser and when it goes to the chat page, and from there it start cloning the repo, and let's say whole repo is getting good gets cloned. So from there, the whole repo, whichever clone, the code file, all the code file are stored in IndexedDB. Something like whenever we clone the repo, it get cloned in the local file system. So in case of web containers, it get cloned in the IndexedDB. And and also the runtime of the web containers is based on WebAssembly. So WebAssembly, which is a basically a Node.js runtime, something like Node.js runtime, which compiles a JavaScript on the web, and which do not need the actual Node.js. So, and also for the streaming part, it's basically use a cloud. It basically use service workers and the networking part of the browser to create a virtual network, so that whatever the local host we runs on there, that will be basically managed by the virtual network of the browser. And also there is virtual file system using based on index.js, which is used to read, write, and execute the file there. So basically, web containers help us to manage the whole code base, and it completely replicates the local file system, and so that whatever the code runs there, and whatever code runs there, and whatever the context is needed by the AI system, it can be retrieved easily, and whatever the edits is needed, that can be easily done in the web container. So this is the major reason why we have used web container. And apart from web container, for the deployment part, for the core deployment part, as Mithul had said, that we have used Remix, which builds the pages. So the for core deployment part, basically we have used Cloudflare workers, and the main reason for using Cloudflare worker is that we do not need actual VM on the cloud to run this. Basically, the whole application, which is based on Remix, that after compiling, it gets converted into pages function, and those functions are then deployed into Cloudflare. So let me tell you like why we choose Cloudflare Worker for the GitMesh. So basically, Cloudflare Worker is based on a serverless architecture. As I have said you, we don't need actual VM like virtual machine on the cloud. It is basically based on a serverless architecture. And also the thing with the Cloudflare Worker is that it enables auto scaling very easily. We do not need to handle the infrastructure or auto scaling ourselves every time, because it is easily done by the Cloudflare workers. And also the deployment of the Cloudflare worker is very fast. I'll show you like how we can deploy and dockerize this complete code base and easily using from the command line. So, and also the third part is that since Cloudflare Worker is based on CDNs, which is Cloud Delivery Network. So, like if the user is present wherever the user is present, the latency of the response will be very less because it is based on the CDNs. And let me tell you how Cloudflare Worker works. So basically, when we compile the code, the remix code is get compiled into pages function, and after deploying that, when the user first requests the web pages, so basically it goes to the Cloudflare edge location, basically the local locations like provided by the cloud delivery network. From there, basically the whatever the user have requested, based on that particular page function is called, and page function calls the API router, which is basically the compiled file. And after rendering the API router, basically the response is sent to the user and accordingly displayed to the user. So there are a lot of features of the Cloudflare worker. We basically, first of all, Cloudflare workers enable server-side rendering, and also it makes API routes as a page function, and also it could easily stream responses using WebSockets. So these are the things of the Cloudflare worker, and let me show you the like how we could deploy the project. So basically, if you go to clone the gitmesh repo and go to packages.json, so there are multiple scripts which we have shown here. So first of all, here is a deploy function. Like if you run npm run a build and or npm run deploy, so that npm run deploy, what it does is basically first build the whole project, and it calls use the Wrangler CLI. So basically this command Wrangler pages deploy. Yeah, Wrangler is a basically Cloudflare CLI tool which is used to do Cloudflare deployments and all the other functionalities using the command line. So using this function, we can directly build a repo and directly deploy the repo in the Cloudflare. And apart from this, there are some of the other command lines, commands or scripts which are very useful. First is basically npm run build, which basically builds the complete project. Apart from that, there is a docker run and a docker build. So basically, docker build is command is used to whenever you want to build the development version of the project. And secondly, if you want to build a production version of the project, then you can just run docker build prod, which builds a production version. And using the command docker start, by using pnpm run docker start, it basically starts the build docker container, and which you can directly see from the command line whatever the port is provided, and that's it. And let me brief you about like how Dockerfile is works. So basically, first of all, it creates a app directory, and then it set up some of the env, which is husky, and continuous integration is equal to true. And we basically download pnpm and a node there. And apart from that, we create a url, that in which url the docker app will run. And from there we basically fetch some of the packages, and in the whole docker file it installs the packages. And after installing the packages, it basically runs the run command to build the package and build the complete remix app. And from there the build packages are copied copied to particular location, so that it can be run easily in the docker. And after that, the build app is basically binded in the docker, and the defined port and defined host are basically binded, and the whole docker app is built. And also we can provide the argument for the api keys here, so that whatever model you want to use, you can just directly add the api key in the docker file, and you can use the LLM. So this part is basically the infrastructure part of the GitMesh, and the core AI system part will be given by Perv. So Perv, you can continue.
Hello, I am Paul Mittal. I am the maintainer of GitMesh. So I will get to know about the main part, the main demo of the GitMesh basically, how the user actually contributes and contributes to the GitMesh. Okay, so as you can see on the Hub projects page, you can see all the projects listed here. These are the projects on which you have access to, or even you can search any repositories that are available globally. Suppose I have opened a repository named GitMesh. I have opened it here, and I have actually done a chat here. You can ask any questions while cloning a repo. You can clone the repo from the projects page, and it will take you to the chat page. You can ask. There are two modes for the chat section. It is either the edit mode or it is the discuss mode. By default, the chat opens in the discuss mode, but you can toggle it anytime. With the help of the discuss mode, you can get insights on your repository you are working on. And with the help of edit mode, you can actually you can actually take the help of AI to code, to make changes in your code. I have made this prompt already for on the GitMesh repository. What are the core modules and components, and how do they interact? And it gave me a pretty solid answer on this. It For a new contributor wanting to know about GitMesh, this answer is actually good. Now I will show you how the edit actually works. Suppose I want to edit the README. This is a simple task. I want to edit the README. I will say update the README. So you can check it here. It will take some time, but it is actually pretty fast because we are only using the API calls after the cloning. We have also taken care of the that API calls should not overload. Uh, for generating a response, we are making at most 2 to 3 API calls. While opening the chat section, you can see here you have the options for multiple AI providers, whether it's Google, OpenAI, Anthropic, or any other. You also have the option to provide okay, let me ask it again. Proceed with the plan. It is currently in the edit mode. It will start editing the code immediately. So I was explaining about the providers. The providers, there are two types of providers, the cloud providers and the local providers. The local providers are like Olama or LM Studio, and the cloud providers I have already shown, the Google, Anthropic, and OpenAI, etc. Uh, Actually, it is showing some error. Let me clone the GitMesh repository once again. Okay, so while it is opening, I will explain the how the chat section is actually working. So the chat section has a really intelligent code management system. The chat history, and you also have the option for the multiple chat. Your chat history is preserved here. You can see the chat history, and you can toggle it from the sidebar. You also have the ability to fork on a chat, or you have the ability to enhance the prompt also. Let it generate the response. Here you can toggle the workbench. Workbench will show you the code for the repository you are working on. The file system is the POSIX-based file system, which is derived from the Unix architecture. The Unix are, but it is virtual as we are using web containers, and the context management, for the context management, we are not actually taking the entire repository at once because it will overload the LLM. Okay, I guess there is some issue with the edit option. Sorry for that issue. Uh, but you can see the discuss was working properly. The chat section also works properly, but I'm getting some issue for the meantime. Uh, I would like Ryan to go with his part next.
Yeah. Snake can continue with his
Yeah.
part, the MCP part now.
Hey everyone, I'm Sneh, a contributor at GitMesh. I have recently listed a PR for MCP tools configuration. Okay. Ryan, you could share the screen.
Yeah. Wait a second. Okay.
So here I will be talking about something that plays a huge role in how we are making our system smarter and more connected, the MCP. So what exactly is MCP? Think of it as a common language between AI models and tools. Normally, each model or services works in isolation or individually. It does its job, but doesn't really talk to each other. So MCP changes that. It allows them to share context, things like preferences, chat history, or even the code. So they actually work together and make smarter, more meaningful decisions. So how we have integrated MCP is in three big ways. The first of all is a contextual data exchange. It makes sure information flow smoothly between different parts of our system, like the AI chat, RAG, and other connected tools. So if the chat retrieves a document, that same context can automatically go to another model for summarization. No manual handover needed. Second part is the orchestration of AI services. This one's about coordination. MCP can connect multiple AI models in one clean workflow. This means a single user, React, can trigger several models working in sequence, each one getting exactly the context it needed. Third one is the interoperability. And finally, this is what make MCP very really powerful. It's a platform independent, and any AI services API or external tools can be plugged into it. That flexibility makes our system future proof and super easy to expand. Um, the next please. So, talking about current integrations, we have already hooked up a wide range of MCP servers, more than 20 plus, bringing together developer tools, docs, monitoring, and communication platforms. So, a quick rundown for them is developer tools like GitHub, GitLab has been integrated, helping us analyze the code, track deployments. Second is project and knowledge management, Notion, Gitbook, etc., keeping our issues, tasks synced properly. Third is monitoring and quality. Tools like Sentry and Virus has been integrated. Fourth is the communication, where we have integrated Slack, Reddit, and Research also. And the fifth is the data and memory systems, such as Postgres, Doc Server, and Memory MCP has been integrated. So, talking about the third one, a quick look at what we actually set up. The next please. This is our MCP system dashboard. So on the left, you can see the list of configured MCP servers like Sentry, Git, Fetch, Docker, Atlassian, Reddit, etc. So this basically confirms that all the servers are connected and communicating through MCP in real time. And on the right top, you can see the configuration panel where we define how each integration connects using simple JSON settings like commands, environment, variables, and tokens. It's what allows us to plug in a new tool or service within minutes without changing the whole system. So also on pressing the drop down arrow beside the server name, we could see the all available tools for the given server and also add our own API key. Suppose if I have to run a Notion dashboard and edit something, so just I have to drop my API key there, and it would automatically function all the available tools. So this is all from my side.
Okay, so before proceeding, I would like to show you the chat section again. Uh, Here I have stated the AI that you can update the README to include in detail how to contribute. I have used the edit mode for this prompt, and it actually updated the README in the workbench as you can see. Uh, I have also given it another prompt. So while we wait for this prompt, include the project structure in the README file. You will be actually able to see how it actually works with the editing. In the workbench, there are also the options for committing your code or actually syncing your code from the local repositories. You can sync your code from the local repository you are actually working on. Uh, it is actually working in the chat section. Okay, so it already updated my README for the previous prompt. The README has been updated with the contributing section you can see here. That's all for the project,
I
the
guess
edit section
your
part.
screen share, like, have you screen shared? Like,
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
I
not
think,
visible.
yeah, I think like you forgot to screen share. Yeah,
Okay,
actually, I was
sorry.
also thinking that you were showing the part, and yeah,
Okay, sorry for this problem. That was my problem. As you can see, I have given it the prompt on how to contribute to add this detail in the project README file. And you can actually see that it created the contributing section in the README file. This was a pretty basic prompt, but you can actually use GitMesh for by using the better prompts. That's all from my side. I think we should move forward. Thank
yeah,
you.
once you could show that we could also like do commit and PR too.
Yes, there are the
Yeah,
options
small
for
part.
committing and syncing or actually PR, actually making the pull request to the GitHub repository. Okay. That's all for the
Yeah,
chat section and the core contribution workflow. Uh, Thank you.
I guess if anyone wants to have some doubt, or like we can take it before, like, and if we time permits, then we can show you the further roadmap too. So if you have any doubt, which if you think we can solve it for you right now, and any issue like regarding how to contribute or any of the part which we all spoke up right now. Yeah, yeah, you can go on, Jamison. Uh, for the Sanjay, so for your, like, as you have written that you don't have much coding experience, and but you want to contribute, yeah. So actually, our main goal for GitMesh was to easily enable everyone can contribute to the project. So you just have to follow some basic steps, as Gagan told earlier. Just have to change two files, and you can even contribute using Gitmesh to Gitmesh, like as you are, like as per told, that there is a feature that you can directly edit the code and then directly make a PR. So like you can even use Gitmesh to contribute and keep building on Gitmesh. Even three of our maintainers and the contributors, we do use Gitmesh for that stuff. So you can do it. Even we would be sharing our LinkedIn. So if the contributors like you four guys, or like if maintainer want to share their LinkedIn, you can even share our LinkedIns too, so that you can like contact us if you have any issue. Like I have shared my LinkedIn, so you can share and you can connect us on any platform if you want. Also, I would like show you one thing. Okay, yeah. So as someone told that about the coder one, so you can see our two of the stable releases which we launched yet. We haven't all launched the one first version, but we have launched the alpha releases, two of the alpha releases. For easily starting with the contribution part, you can just follow this part. You have to just do this thing, just pm install and pm run dev. It would be starting working. For the developers with more experience and want to deploy stuff on their Dockerized platform, they can use the Dockerized production version. But we would recommend you guys to use this part, as this is much easier. Also, for the Discord channel, I would show you there is a Discord channel of Gitmesh in the LFDT section, in the LFDT's Discord. You can just go down and you will find a section of labs. There is a section of labs here. As you can see, yeah, as you can see the lab, there would be a Gitmesh written right here, GitMesh. So you can just ask us any doubt here also, and you guys also have our LinkedIn too. So even you can ask us questions right there. The project in yeah. So thanks, Bobby. Actually, Bobby is my mentor too. Like she's my currently mentor for my AIFAQ project, which I am contributing to. So like every like whole stuff I started with was with the help of Bobby only. Like we started with the that part of AIFAQ and then we proceeded it. So like she's also there, and like I'm glad to have her today right here. So if you guys have any issue, like doubt or anything, you can just contact us, or like you can just ask us. Like we do have 8 minutes right now.
Hey guys, it's Bobby. I just wanted to say great job today. This was a great meeting. So proud of you. And again, everybody who's on the call, if you want to support this group, just go to your social media accounts and just say what a great presentation, and a link to the video, which will come out on the YouTube channel very shortly, or if you have another copy of the video. Um, just getting the word around is what we really need for people to try, help become maintainers, and just spread the word on the project. So feel free. Don't be afraid to post about how wonderful a seminar this was today. So thank you, guys. Good job.
Thank you, Bobby. Like, it's all because of you. Like you gave us chance and we got to this position today.
Please, this was not a thanks to me. You guys are awesome. You see a tiny bit of opportunity. And again, I say this all the time, you don't walk to it, you run to it, which is so refreshing.
Yeah. So like just a small part of roadmap. So as you can see, we have released the first two versions. For the further versions, like what we are planning right now, if anyone wants to contribute, then we are focusing on two major parts right now. First is the manage page, which can help the maintainers and every contributors to manage the project directly. And the second is the part where we are trying to gamify things with using some of the blockchain technologies to award the people so that in any kind of mentorship sessions further or for the bug bounties, the maintainers can see the reward base which the contributor has got previously, so that it's easier to select the contributors which they want for their project, and it will be suggesting that. So two of the things which I wanted to say about the roadmap. Also, you can find a roadmap.md in the code base itself. The roadmap.md is not updated yet, but we will be updating it. And we do have our LinkedIn also. Like you can check out the GitMesh page on LinkedIn too. Also, we do have an like a hosted service which we provide outside this GitMesh, which is for the GitMesh Pro version, which we provide on alveoli.app, which would be live soon. So that's all. What's the YouTube channel? Yeah, I would share you the YouTube channel. Okay, so we do have two channels actually. We have the Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust channel, which is the official channel of Linux Foundation. And we do have our own channel too. I have shared both of the links. We do have both channels. Like we do have a channel for Gitmesh, which where we share our weekly dev calls meet too, and also the official channel, which is Linux Foundation Decentralized Trust. Can get both of them there. If I'm in India, March.
So Ryan, I have planned visits. It'll be nice to meet you guys. I'm also in Northern California. So if I visit you over there, I can certainly host you guys when you're around here. I'm a retired professor getting back. And if any of you guys listened to Tim O'Reilly yesterday, my daughter was featured on the AI discussion yesterday. So she challenged me to go back and use my old knowledge and abilities rather than relax and play with the dog. So Bobby is doing a good job. And I just want to reconnect with the young people. Maybe, who knows, I might come in as a learning developer and contribute to you guys 6 months down the road.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
would be great to have you. We are like currently students and we are like exploring things like because of the Bobby, we got chance to present it in the Japan and Korea also. So we are like contributing, like continuously contributing to those stuff.
Yeah.
So
So
thank
like
you
you
for like
guys, I
the
was a
great words.
student 40 years ago on a fellowship and the PhD paid off.
Oh,
So it's good. There's a long, long haul for it.
yeah. Thank you for your kind words. Yeah, I would also thank the four contributors like who have helped us through the journey, like Sneh, Anubhav, Mithul, and Gagan, who have helped us like throughout the like they are the second year students there, and even being second year, they are like contributing to open source and projects. Thanks to them also, like we are like if they won't contribute, like we won't be at this part. We would be progressing, but our progress would be slow because of the contributors we get. We do progress fast, and our goal is to help the open source till the next LFX mentorship. We might be there in the next LFX mentorship, so our goal is to like help more and more contributors to onboard and get engaged with the contribution, like contributing to the different repository, not just us, any kind of other open source projects too. because we believe in more on in the transparency part. We do have a separate company to handle, but we are trying to keep the code transparent so that people can even learn with that. Yeah, Ronit.
I like to add two, three things here. So basically, we have a weekly dev call on Wednesday from 7 to 8 IST. So if any one of you are interested in committing and meeting with us weekly, then you can come to the dev call. We'll be discussing about our next plan and whatever the PRs we have merged in the past week, and we will be planning like how we can move further so that we can make contribution more easier and code understanding more easier. So whosoever want to meet with us or uh, talk to us, they can just join the weekly dev call, which is on Wednesday 7 to 8 ist. We'll be sharing the link here too, as
Yeah, I have
Ryan have
shared the
shared
link.
the link. And apart from this, our repo is very active. So whatever issue you are feeling, or if you want to run the repo in the local host or something, if you get any issue or something, you just create the issue or ping any of the maintainer. We'll be very actively looking to your PR and the issues. So that's it.
Yeah, so it was a great session and like to host for you guys and like explaining you everything because it's our one of the first session. Like I am going to Korea this Sunday, so it's an practice for me to like present to people before like I visit the Korea at the open source summit. It's my first summit there. So before presenting there, it was a great to show you guys like what we are working, and we would love to have like you guys for contributing to the project too. So thanks for joining. Also, keep contributing to open source. That's all on my side. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Keep contributing.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. A great session.